What's going on, everybody? Star Resonance is releasing soon, and that means there are a ton of things to do in this game. There's like 1,000 different systems to learn about and a bunch of different progressions that you want to make sure that you're caught up on if you're trying to do the newest content alongside everyone else. One of the most beautiful things about MMORPGs is that you can do things with other people as they release, and it's just a ton of fun. But in order to do that, you want to stay on top of everything. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you everything that you need to be doing on day one if you want to be the furthest progressed possible for day two. Now, with that said, I don't have the exact level caps and everything that you guys will have on the main game because this is the beta, but I do have a list of things that you can do on day one, and you guys should definitely take advantage of them. I've been playing on CN servers and on the NA server beta for a very long time, and I have a lot of experience in this game. My name is Braxophone, but you can call me Brax, and let's get right into it. Here's a list of things that you need to be doing on day one that we're going to cover in here, but I do recommend watching the video if you have any confusion at all, since it can help you understand exactly what you need to be doing. And remember, if you're ever confused or lost, go over to features, tab through everything, and check if you've done literally everything possible to do here. There's so many things, actually. The first thing you're gonna do is progress your main story after you've made your character. Now, honestly, this one is kind of optional, but kind of not. The reason is that the main story itself is not going to be that difficult to move forward with, and it's only time gated based on the server and not your actual character. So if you made a character 2 weeks into launch, you would have 2 weeks of the story unlocked and not necessarily be limited to just one day. However, if you do the story, you will get a giant bonus of XP, and that giant XP bonus that you're getting from your quests will help you level up and therefore get to newer dungeons and end game faster, which will let you get better gear faster, etc, etc. If you're someone that likes to discover content along with the rest of the world, if you really enjoy getting to the point in a game where you can actually do the brand new content kind of blind without guides and things like that, then you will want to make sure you're caught up with this game so that way you can do the raids when they come out and get to enjoy them to the fullest, basically. So doing your main story will get you there, and I will catch up with you guys as soon as I'm caught up on the story or when we get to the next thing. While you're doing the story, you may actually encounter some of these teleports, and make sure to pick them up just because it'll make it a little bit easier to get around the city later. And if you have free time, you can go pick up the rest of the teleports. It's just kind of a nice thing to do. Good quality life, and I highly recommend it. By the way, at a certain point in your MSQ, you'll get to choose one of these two outfits. You can technically get the other outfit by spending your bound red orbs. So if you really like both of them or both of the pieces or both the sets, you can grab both of them. It's just that you'll get one of them for free, and one of them you'll have to spend your currency on. I'm gonna go grab this one just for fun because I think it looks cool. Yeah, we're dripped out now. Now, some people might say otherwise, but the next most important thing to do when you have leveled up and done the story quest is to join a guild. And honestly, you can even join a guild before you finish the main story. Actually, I don't even know that's true, so I'm just gonna say now, you can join a guild very easily. If you don't have a plan on like which guild to join, you can basically just go here and you can just find a guild and you can just join it. Some of them you have to apply for, some of them they will actually have to accept you. But in this case, there's this Uwu guild. They're level 3 already. This won't be a thing on day one. Since we're in the beta, we can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and join this one. By joining a guild, you get a ton of benefits. And I talked about it a little bit in my guide video, but I'll give you guys the basic rundown. Essentially, guilds are going to give you access to even more goodies every single week. And by contributing to the guild and participating in things like guild hunt activities, guild cargo, check-in, and doing your daily merits, you can even get access to guild coins, which will allow you to buy things from the guild grocery store. And by going over to the grocery administrator, which is such an insane name, by the way, you can buy up to 8 focus potions a week if this store is leveled up. So on day one, this may not be possible, but by day 2, it will be likely and be happening, especially for the more popular guilds. If you can contribute to that, then you can get access to focus potions faster, which is your daily stamina that you get. These are something you don't want to miss. You want to pick up these focus potions every single week. And while you're here, you can always do the guild check-in. This will help out your guild's growth as well. You just talk to her, you do daily check-in. There's also a tour the guild option, but you don't have to do that. But yeah, just do your daily check-in. As a side note, you guys, when the main server launches, I will have my own guild up that you guys are welcome to join. It's going to be called Elysium, and it should be one of the very first guilds established on the entire server. So feel free to join in. Now, one other thing that you can do if you want to get a little bit ahead of everyone else is that you can start accepting side quests. Now, I don't see any side quests around me, but there are side quests, and if you see them, they will be green on your map. You can pick up those side quests and do them, and they will give you a bunch of extra XP. Now, honestly, guys, doing the extra side quest doesn't make a huge deal unless you want to be basically one level ahead of everyone every day. Now, this can matter in some cases because it can give you a giant gear boost. For example, if you happen to unlock one of the newer features before other players, then your gear score will go up. But if you want my honest opinion, unless you are trying to be the very first person to hit level 60, these don't really matter as much. This is just something you should do if you're playing every single day and you really just want more reasons to play. So that's my take on side quests. You guys can do them or not. You'll basically hit the max level the day after people who do side quests anyways, so it's not a huge deal unless you want to make it one. But something that you do want to make sure that you're doing every single day is going to be your activity merits, which are basically like daily XP you can get and daily resources you can get for doing just random challenges. So we have consume focus. This is your stamina. You consume 100 of it, you're going to get a bunch of this daily merit. You can challenge the unstable space, which I'll get to in just a moment. Chaotic realm, bosses, defeat a world boss. There are so many things you can do. For example, you can even chat in world or guild channel. Hey guys, what's up? And boom, that's one of your dailies done. There you go, you can claim this, and it's 2 million XP, which is insane, and you get it 3 times, so a total of 6 million daily XP. That took me from level 16 to 18 right there. Yeah, unfortunately, being social in this game does benefit you quite a bit. So on day 1, there are 2 things you can grab here, the Hero's Herb and the Wind Core. I'm gonna show you exactly where to go to get those, so go ahead and teleport over to Cliff Ruins. This stuff's actually pretty important. I actually wanna show you exactly why we're grabbing these 2. Essentially, they're going to allow us to not only dash, but fly, and it should make it very easy to get around the world. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try and get there as fast as possible. So we are here at where we're gonna unlock flight. You're gonna go ahead and do this, hit resonate. This will allow you to get float, and floating allows you to glide. So go ahead and equip float. So now we have float, and I'll show you what that does in just a moment. But phantom dash is up here, and to get access to it, you don't actually go to this marker. You're gonna go about here where I'm circling with my mouse on the map. So let's go ahead and head up that way and grab the dash. Once you get to about here on the map, you can actually activate this hub, which will allow you to teleport to this map space a little bit. Let's go ahead and go over here to this little white orb here, activate wind tunnel. You're gonna take the wind tunnel up, and using the float ability, which you can press Q for if you're on mouse and keyboard, you will basically be able to fall down like this. You're gonna go through this wind tunnel, and it's basically gonna just auto path you to the top where you'll pick up the dash ability. So it's really good to get these early on, and you'll see why, just because it makes traversal and life skilling specifically really easy when you're able to move around super quickly and effortlessly. Flying up. And here we go. I'll go ahead and resonate with this. Gets you phantom dash, equip it. Now you should be able to just do this, break the wind shield here, open up this chest, and now you have floating and dash. Now what you can do is you can float, and if you press left mouse button, I don't know what it would be on mobile, but you can do this sort of like dive thing, and when you pull up, you'll activate your wings, and it makes it super easy to traverse, because like, look how fast we're going right now. This is far faster than I'm out, and it's honestly just such an easy way to travel around and so rewarding. So now that we have that, we can actually go get life skills unlocked. You should be able to get life skills unlocked at the end of the beach day, which I believe is a day 1 thing, but forgive me if I'm wrong. Since we are not on day 1 on this server anymore, it's a little bit hard to tell, but essentially what you're going to want to do is grab one of these. I would recommend, if you are a free-to-play player, grabbing mineralogy and smelting as your first 2, mostly because smelting will help you increase your gear's stats later on. So we're gonna go ahead and unlock mineralogy and smelting, and honestly, you guys, you can unlock every single one of these. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that's going to be annoying about it is that it'll unlock certain UI things, but for that, you don't even really have to worry about it. You can just unlock all of these, and it's not gonna make a big difference. Once you get mining unlocked, you're gonna go over here. You're gonna select one of the ores. I recommend Baru ore just because it's the first one. You go to talents, and you'll grab Baru ore novice. This will take 1 coin, so make sure not to spend these too much, because you will get a lot of these coins, but they are a little bit limited in the beginning. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Baru ore, and if you want to know where it is, you can just go to this tab and hit track. So it's gonna be over there by the wind core. So let's teleport a little bit closer. We're gonna jump. We're gonna fly this way because it'll be a little bit faster because we have that traversal tool, and this will help with everything in the future. All right, so we're just gonna do this. What the f?
1 eternity later.
All right, so jump up here, use float, and then you can honestly just like sneak through here. Easiest way to do it. Come down here, you can find these rocks everywhere. So you'll see them, they'll have a little sparkle on them. Make sure to use focus if you're trying to use your life skill stamina. And honestly, guys, using at least 400 of the stamina a day will make it so you never overcap or hit cap. So you should be fine to go ahead and use 400 stamina a day. I have 1600 because I started this character a few days ago, but I haven't actually used them. And you're basically just gonna do this a few different times if you want to get that season hub achievement, but also if you just want to use up your stamina, which I think is a generally good idea for you guys. If you have nothing better to do, doing life skills can be pretty beneficial for you, especially in the long term. So I highly recommend it. Go ahead and spend that 400 stamina. That's going to be another one of your tasks for the day. We go to season hub. You can actually repeat this one, which will allow us to get the rest of these chests, and watch this. Another 2 million XP. Another 2 million XP. And that put me at level 25. Now, I don't think this is actually 100% accurate to how it'll be on the live servers. I think that the levels may be a little bit off just because I had already started this character. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what level you should be at by the end of day 1. But just know that you will be high enough level to do everything that I list in this video. So those are your life skills and those are your dailies. You just want to make sure that you do those whenever you can. You'll also get some season pass stuff for doing it. And so these trophies as well. So something else you can do with life skilling is you can actually go talk to the tutors here. This guy's name is Gary. Wow, he's a smelting tutor. So you're gonna have to go and talk to him. He's gonna give you a quest. And then by doing that quest, which is going to be very, very simple, go talk to this person. Cool. Now you've completed that side quest, that purple quest there. That is actually going to get you access to something brand new, which is going to be a weekly delivery that you can do, or supply collector. You do this and she will give you a quest for any life skills that you have picked up to submit items that do not require stamina to get. So all you have to do is go get these or collect these materials. You can submit them here and that will give you a giant buff or a giant boost to your XP. You're going to get a huge amount of XP in every single skill that you do a turn in for. So I highly recommend talking to all of the tutors around here. Learn about weaving, wow, about culinary, learn about gem crafting, learn about artisanry, things like that. There's a lot of good reasons to get started with it. Now, on top of those, there are some things that you can do daily, but you can also wait till day 3 to do if you want. I highly recommend doing them day 1, which is going to be spending your elite loot keys and your boss loot keys. Now, elite loot keys are used for the elite monsters, which are going to be lower tier than the boss monsters. You can solo these pretty easily, there's no problems. The boss monsters will be soloable at really high level, but it takes a while to get there. And honestly, for some of them, only tanks can solo them because they have so much HP. For this, what I recommend doing is finding out which one of these can actually be used by your class and farming it. But if you're not sure, you can just dump these on one of each mob until you've cleared them all out and like highlighted them all. To use those keys, you can go ahead and just hit track. It'll show you the location of where they're at. But the benefit of this is that they can give you wills, which are used to craft imagines, and imagines will be very useful for you. Now, some people recommend fighting the Inferno Goblin Mage day 1. You can totally do that if you want. I really just think that these guys don't really matter until you can kill the higher level ones, which for some classes, you'll end up wanting to get rid of the, to get the Shadow Cap. And for most classes, you'll end up wanting to get the Muku Scout, but this guy's gonna be like Giga Endgame. Like, when you go track him, the area's not even unlocked yet, and it won't be unlocked in game for a while. So until then, you might as well just fill out your Pokedex here. As far as the boss keys go, these are quite a bit more threatening, especially because they're higher level. Now, what I recommend you to do is go ahead and just try to fill out the decks again with these guys up until you get to one of the main bosses that you want to farm for an Imagine. So for some people, that'll be Muku Chief. For a lot of players, it'll be Muku Chief, actually. And for some of you guys, it might be Celestial Flyer. For tanks, it might be Tempest Ogre and Frost Ogre. And actually, Frost Ogre is quite a low level. So if you're a tank, I highly recommend doing this one. But the challenge is going to come from these not being super soloable at a low level. But regardless of that, because it's an MMO launch, there are going to be so many people out in the overworld that you'll be able to just fight alongside them and take on, honestly, any enemies at all. So you're not going to really struggle to kill them as long as you have strength in numbers, which is what these MMOs at launch are all about. So make sure to take advantage of strength in numbers, kill some higher level bosses, use your 2 keys a day. You will only get 2 keys every single day, and you cap at 6, and you don't want to overcap those. So keep that in mind. Now, you'll see these pop-ups every now and then. You'll actually want to click on these from time to time whenever you have a chance. They will only spawn at certain times of the day. Now, if you want to find out what the heck I'm talking about, you go over to the features tab. The features tab will show you daily, weekly, leisure challenges and exploration recommendations. Now, the leisure ones tend to be these sort of like timed limited events where you actually have a chance of getting high tier gear every single time you do them. Now, you also have chances at other things, right? Like you can get these alloy shards and things like that. But the catch here is that they only open at certain times of day. You only need to do them once a day to potentially get the max rewards. So do one of each of these and you have a chance to get some decent gear without really having to put in much effort. I highly recommend doing these once a day. And once again, these are in the features section. So there's a few more things that we need to talk about for day 1, and I'll try to make them as quick and easy as possible. One of them is going to be daily commissions.
Oh shit, here we go again.
If you haven't unlocked the daily commissions yet, after you do all of the main story that's available to you, you should be able to go over to this front counter over at the bureau right here. Talk to Valeria, and she'll help you pick out a life skill, as I mentioned earlier, and she'll tell you about activity and honor coins. You can go ahead and skip that if you want, or you can listen to it. You'll also want to pick up unstable space. This will be another thing you'll do daily. You should be able to pick up missions here from this board, and these missions will be very easy to do. Unfortunately, I can't show you on this character right now because it's not letting me pick them up. I think it's just kind of like a beta thing. What they'll do is if you track them, they'll take you out to the overworld. You just teleport to them, you do them. They're really, really easy tasks. And what they're going to give you is these honor coins. These guys, you will get them from plenty of things, including bureau commissions. They're not level 55. This must just be because the server has progressed a bit. But yeah, basically you can take those bureau commissions, and by taking them, you'll get some honor coins. It's something to do. It'll give you some extra resources, and I definitely think it's worth it if you have the time. Now, before I get to the most fun part of this game, in my opinion, which is the gearing and progression, I am going to show you one more thing, which is going to be the stores. Now, if you watched my early guide, I talk about the stores a little bit, but there's some things that I want to make sure you guys do not miss under any circumstances. The first thing is going to be the advanced books. You do not want to miss these. These are going to help you max out your class, and these are limited as heck. You get 25 every week from the honor coin shop, and then you can get them just through some other methods as well, but they are very limited and very hard to get. So I highly recommend grabbing these whenever you can. There will be a weekly reset. The same thing applies to a lot of these later materials too, whenever you get access to them. Just trying to grab the things that are going to have a weekly limit, which is honestly everything, but specifically the important items: runic alloy shards, void alloy shards, thrones, which you won't see these till higher level, but at a lower level you can get the advanced books and these forged crystals, which can help you a lot. Now, in terms of other gear things, I haven't even talked about the fun part of gearing, which is going to be running dungeons and things like that. Basically, if you go over to this Unit X research facility, you will be able to enter dungeons as well as complete 2 daily dungeons. So go to Unstable Goblin Nest, you get 2 attempts, they give you good rewards, and you can do these solo or with a team. I'm going to do them solo just because I don't have anyone online right now. And honestly, the dailies are so easy. I hate that I'm saying this. The dailies are so easy. You can literally just auto battle. Like, it does not matter. You can just sit here and just let the game play itself, and it'll take care of it. It does make it quite a bit easier than most other MMO dailies I've played, because you literally don't have to pay any attention at all. You could probably stand in these AoEs and it won't kill you. Yep, I'm standing in one right now and I'm doing just fine. You can auto. If you auto, then you'll miss things like this, but again, I just don't really think it matters, because I bet if I stand here, I'm just not gonna die. Let me go ahead and stand in this this AoE here. Yeah, it did like nothing. So the daily quests are really, or the daily dungeons are really scaled down. It's not something you have to worry about basically at all. And boom, just like that, you get some gear. The server's been alive for a while, so I'm getting level 80 gear. I definitely can't use that, but it is what it is. And once you're done with daily dungeons, you should be able to have access to the Goblin Nest normal mode. Now, this requires, or it recommends, an 1870 gear score. Because it's the normal mode, it's not super hard set on it. I definitely don't have that. I have 1100 gear score. So what the heck, man? Why is my gear score so low? Well, there's a bunch of ways you can get that up, but I highly recommend watching my beginner's guide. If you guys want some easy ways to level up your gear score, you can just level up your class skills. And specifically, if you're unsure of which class skills to get or which ones to use, you can do the ones that you're basically always assigned, which are these guys. These will never leave your hotbar, so you can level these up. That should level up your ability score by a fair bit. And that's not enough. That's okay, because we can get even more. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate some talents. There's no punishment for activating talents. You can reset at any time, so there's really no downside here. Just look at that 1500 gear score. And then there's also some of these like level up packages you'll get over time, which will help you out a little bit with your gearing and things like that. Go ahead and max this one out, level 10. Go ahead and max, or get this one as high as possible, level 6. 1600. And honestly, guys, it's not even gonna gate you from this, because this is normal version. So even if you don't have a high enough ability score, you can go in solo and take it on yourself. After taking it on, you will be able to receive level 40 epic earrings or level 40 epic gauntlets. You can also get a level 40 epic weapon, but this one's super rare. Don't expect to get that. You also can get some lower level stuff. You'll get bound luno, and you'll get reforged stones, which are going to be useful for enhancing your gear. And this is gonna be one way that you can get geared super quickly. If you want to max out your weekly gear upgrade materials, which are going to be those reforged stones, you want to do probably about 10 runs today. But if you don't have enough time for that, it's not that big of a deal. If you want to know another way to get gear, and this one's going to be very lucrative if you have a ton of extra time to play the game, but you've already kind of run out of tasks, you can go kill overworld bosses, which have an extra drop table that is unrelated to the chest. So you can go over here, over to drops, and you can get a headpiece or a helmet and a necklace from this guy, which are different from the drops in the goblin caves. You have options to get some different gear, and as you go further and further, you'll get access to different ways to drop gear. You'll also get the charm piece from Muku Chief here. Muku Chief's gonna be very lucrative to farm, and that is one way you can get geared really early on. You are daily limited to the amount of drops you can get. You can get about 50 total gear drops-ish across all of the field bosses daily, but let's be honest, guys, that many kills is probably not happening. As a side note, you guys, as you're progressing your talent trees here, every single day you should have access to a new Airona quest. Now, this Airona quest thing isn't something where or if you miss one day, you have to wait an extra day, you'll be able to get access to every single day that passes. So you don't have to do this day one, but if you do this as soon as it comes up, you can progress your talents faster. Essentially, Airona every single day should give you a quest that will give you 1 to 2 more talent points that you can spend on your tree, which will help you progress a little bit more. Now, I don't actually remember if this is available on day one, but it's worth checking. Airona will have some quests for you, and basically everything from this character, all of these quests will be useful for you, and you want to pick up everything that Airona gives you. One of the things she'll give you is this potential quest, which is going to give you even more air jumps, which is just like super fun, by the way. Like, you'll just be able to like jump around. Oh wow, I can jump 3 times, and you'll just keep getting more jumps as the game goes on, so that's pretty fun. And the final, very last thing that you can be doing every single day if you want to increase your gear score, increase your class power, and everything is the trial path. The trial path is going to be a series of solo instance challenges that you cannot do with your friends. These drop rewards like talent points in every few levels. You're going to get access to one of these arcane seals for your respective class. So for tanks, you're getting, wow, the Guardian. Now, honestly, the lower level ones are not going to be that difficult for you to do, and you can do these without even having super high level gear early on. But I showed you the way to get gear just so that way you can have some stuff that'll make it a little bit easier on you if you're hitting DPS check walls and things like that. So that's why I brought up the dungeons and the elite bosses first. But technically, this will make you a bit stronger. If you can get through it at a lower level, you should do it. With all that being said, you guys, I hope this day one guide is intuitive. It's very long in comparison to the rest of the days, but that's because I'm introducing you guys to every single system. If you guys want to see the rest of the days, let me know down in the comments below, and I will be trying to update this every single day with progression so you guys know exactly what to expect. As always, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you next time.